In this video, you will learn how to create a blog post properly using your WordPress content management system. To get started, you'll need to navigate to help.fsbizsite.com/resources. On the resources page, locate the dummy blog post resource and then click Download. Download the file to your local device and hit Save. Now you'll need to unzip and open the file. Locate the file and double-click it to unzip it. Then you'll need to double-click it again to open the file. Once open, you should see a dummy blog post text file, as well as a feature image and another image of Michael Jackson. Go ahead and open the dummy post text file. Now you'll need to navigate back to your dashboard on your digital portfolio website. Once you're there, it'll look like this. Now you're ready to create your dummy blog post. To do so, locate Posts on the left menu. Under All Post, you'll notice that there is a Hello World post. This is a default post included with your theme. You can now delete that by clicking Trash. Now you're ready to add your blog post. To do so, click Add New up at the top. In the title field, you'll include the headline that was given to you in the text file. So let's navigate back to that text file and find our headline. The first option that you come to is the headline, 7 Reasons Michael Jackson Wished He Attended Full Sail. Highlight that text and Command-C to copy it, and then navigate back to your website. Command-V to paste it in the headline field. Now your blog post has its headline. The next thing that you'll want to do is copy and paste the content into the body area of your blog post. So let's navigate back to the text file, and under body text, you'll see a lot of text for us to highlight. Once it's all been highlighted, Command-C to copy that, and then navigate back to your website once more. Here in the body field, you'll want to Command-V to paste all of that text. Now, if we were to stop here, this would be a very ugly blog post. We don't want to do that. We want to provide a very clear and concise hierarchy to our blog post. We want to make it what we would call scannable for our visitors. They'll come to our blog post and they'll want to see quickly what are the 7 reasons Michael Jackson wished he attended Full Sail. So let's find out how to adjust some of this text properly. First, you'll notice that there is an H1 next to this headline here, which reads Michael Jackson missed out on the college experience. We want to change that to be a headline rather than just plain text. So let's first delete H1, and then let's highlight that text. Once it's been highlighted, come up here to where it says paragraph. Select that drop-down menu and click the H1 option or heading 1. Now you can see that that line of text is much larger than the surrounding text. And that's exactly what we want. The next thing that you'll want to do to practice this is go ahead and change this H1 to the H1 header text again. So again, let's come down here where it says H1, why Michael Jackson would have loved Full Sail. Let's go ahead and delete that. And let's change this to heading 1. Now, you have to be very careful when you're changing heading fonts, because if you just highlight this and go a little bit past the text, and then you come up and hit heading 1, you'll notice that the system is recording the following line as part of the header line. And we don't want that, because this next line is actually reason number 1 that Michael Jackson would have loved Full Sail. So what we want to do is we want to change that back to the paragraph text like we just had it. Let's change it back. Now, you can enter down and that'll separate the line. So put your cursor next to this line of text and hit the return button. Now you have plenty of space between the reasons why Michael Jackson would have loved Full Sail and the header text. Now, if we highlight that text and click the H1 option, Only the header text will be saved as H1. Now, to eliminate some of this space, you can put your cursor here next to the Hall of Fame week and just hit delete to back up one space. Now there's less space between the two. Okay, the next thing that we're going to want to practice doing is including bullet points. And in this case, because we are giving a list and it's specifically a number of reasons why Michael Jackson would have loved Full Sail, we want to use numbered list. To use regular bullet point lists, you would select your text and then select bulleted list. But to use the numbered list, you'll want to select number list right here in the main menu. So first, we highlight the text that we want to create into a list, which is all of this, from Hall of Fame week all the way down to industry partnerships. Okay, now we select numbered list, and it automatically is resized into a numbered list. That's already starting to look much, much better. But there's still some adjustments that we can make to make the content a little bit more scannable. One of the ways that we can do that is by including bold text. So let's highlight each one of those reasons and then select the B, which stands for bold. Let's do it for all 7 so we can build consistency. Highlight, select B, highlight it, and select B. A few more times. Almost done. And perfect. Okay, now we can see that there is bold for each one of the 7 reasons and then followed by the plain text. Okay, not only can we create headlines for H1, we can create smaller headlines that are less of importance. And we call this making our text hierarchical. Okay, so down here you see this H2 next to Full Sail instructors worked directly with MJ's tours. So let's go ahead and delete H2. And now let's highlight that text and make it an H2 heading. So it's going to be slightly smaller than the H1. We'll come up to the top where it says paragraph and then select heading 2. Now you'll notice that it is still a heading, but it's definitely slightly smaller than heading 1. So it means it's slightly less important. Okay, we're creating a hierarchy to our text. Now we see H3, so we can practice making our text hierarchical once more. Let's delete H3 next to Michael Jackson loved Florida. Let's highlight that text. And then up here where there's paragraph, we'll select heading 3. And now you can see how different the sizes are between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. Okay, now our blog post is starting to look a lot more scannable and it's digestible information for our visitors. But there's still more for us to do. Let's navigate back to that text file that you downloaded. And under additional information, you're going to find some content pieces for us to interact with. The first one is a quote directly from Michael Jackson. So we're going to want to take this text. Let's go ahead and highlight that text, Command C to copy it. And we're going to want to put Michael Jackson's quote, let's say right below this option. Full Sail instructors work directly with MJ's tours. All right, so if we put our cursor over here and we hit enter, and now we have a new line. Now we can Command V to paste our quote, but it can actually look like a real live quote that is completely different than just plain text. And the way that we will do that is we'll highlight this text, okay? And then we'll come up here, we'll highlight the text, then we'll come up here to the main menu and you see these little quotation marks, and that gives you a block quote option. Select that, and now you can see that it has been indented and it has this little fancy line next to the quote itself. So again, it's drawing the visitor's eye to that particular quote. to allow it to stand out from all the other plain text around it. Okay, now our blog post is really coming along. Let's go back to the text file. And the next thing that we're going to do is learn how to embed a YouTube video directly into our blog post. So here is what we call iframe code. I've provided that for you in this text file. But to go through the proper steps, I want us to go directly to the video on YouTube. And the way that you would do that is for this link, just go ahead and Command C after you've highlighted it, copy it, and then open up a new tab and Command V in order to navigate to that YouTube video, and then hit enter. Okay, so this is our YouTube video that we want to embed in our blog post. And the way that you embed video is you go to this share option below the video and click that. And then you'll notice that there's an embed code option. If you click on that, it's going to open up this field that gives you this iframe code. If you click in the iframe code and Command C for copy, then you go back to your website, and here in the edit mode, you have two options. You have visual tab located here, then you have a text tab located here. If you click on the text tab, it's going to eliminate all of the really nice features that we just got done putting in there. But don't worry, they're not gone completely. They're still there. We're just looking at the plain text file that computers are reading, okay? And this is how we paste our video into our blog post. Now, the way that we are going to put this video in is by going up to the location that we want to place it. And we want to place it right before this H1 text here. Michael Jackson missed out on the college experience. Okay. So right above that, right here, we'll place our cursor there and then click enter to enter down one line, and then Command V to paste that iframe code that we just copied from YouTube. Okay. Now, if we click on the visual tab, we will see the work that we just got done completing. So there's our YouTube video nicely embedded directly into our blog post. Now, there's different things that you can do. You can click on the video here, and you can actually select center, and that could make it go into the center, or you can make it left aligned like we have it now, and we'll leave it just like that. All right. Now, that's not the only video. We're going to embed lots of video throughout your time here at Full Sail. So we want to practice this. Let's go back to that text file. Let's find another another content piece that we can embed. This time it's going to be a SoundCloud track. And this SoundCloud track is coming from the President's Podcast. All right. So the way that we embed SoundCloud tracks is very similar to how we embedded the YouTube video. We'll go to this link here, highlight it, and then Command C to copy it. Go to your browser and open up a new tab, and then Command V to paste and hit enter to navigate to the SoundCloud track page. Okay. The SoundCloud track that we're going to embed is going to be this one here, the sportscasting conversation with Gus. All right. So in order to share this, just like on YouTube, there's a share button. You're going to click on that, and it's going to open up a new field that allows you to click embed. Click embed, and then here's that iframe code to embed the SoundCloud track directly on your blog post. So highlight all of that, and then Command C to copy that code. All right. And then come back to your WordPress site. Once more, we're going to hit the text tab. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom. So at the very bottom of our text here, we're going to enter down one line, and then we're going to Command V and paste that iframe code. And then we're going to select visual again. And now we can see that our SoundCloud track has indeed been embedded directly into our blog post. All right. But we're still not done. There's other elements that we want to include into our blog post as well. So let's navigate back to that text file, and you'll see the next content piece is called hyperlink. Go ahead and copy that hyperlink, which is the Full Sail URL, Command C. All right. Navigate back to your WordPress site. Now, to hyperlink text means to make plain text actually clickable. So, for instance, let's say that we wanted to make this portion of the text clickable. So we highlight text that we want to link. Now it's been highlighted. Come up here. There's a insert and edit link button. It looks like a chain. Click on that. Then this little field is going to pop open. Go ahead and Command V to paste the link into that field, and then hit the apply button. Now that you've hit the apply button, this text is called hyperlinked. All right, so now you've hyperlinked text. Let's practice doing that a few more times. Select anywhere on the page. You should have a total of 3 hyperlinks, okay, for practice purposes. All right, so I'm going to highlight this text here, and then I'm going to select the chain, and then I'm going to Command V and paste that link in there, and then hit the apply button. All right, there's 2 hyperlinks. And I'm going to come down a little bit further, and I'm going to say, this information here needs to be linked. So I'm going to highlight it, then click the chain, and then Command V to paste the link, hit the apply button, and we're good to go. Hey, you know what? One more time for good measure. Let's go ahead and highlight this. All right. And then we're going to click the chain and then Command V to paste the link, hit the apply button, and we're good to go. Okay, now we're experts. We are experts on hyperlinking text. That looks really good. Let's go back to the text file. And the next thing that you'll come to is called category. And we are going to create a category on our blog post called professional development. So let's highlight professional development, Command C to copy it, go back to your website. Now we're almost done. There's just a few more steps. On the right side, you see a lot of different options. One of those options is called categories. By default, you have uncategorized. That's where all of your blog posts will primarily go unless otherwise stated. So we want to create new categories to tell our visitors what we want to be known for. So these are the primary topics that you would like to be known for. Perhaps that's artist management, music business, sports marketing and media, content marketing, SEO, sportscasting, tour management, whatever you would like to be known for, the primary topics that you tend to talk about in your blog post, those should be different categories on your site. They could be rather broad in nature. That's okay. Like in our case, professional development. So to do so, click Add New Category and then Command V to paste professional development. Then we'll want to click Add New Category. Okay, now you can see that there's a little checkbox next to professional development and we're good to go. Now our visitors understand what we want to be known for. Let's navigate back to our text file one last time. In the final section, you'll notice tags. Okay, so tags are your way of corresponding with Google and other search engines. These tags allow those search engines to better understand the primary topics of that specific blog post. So in this blog post, we're talking about music business, Full Sail, Michael Jackson, entertainment business. Those are really the topics that are discussed. Those are the keywords that are discussed throughout this blog post. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to include these tags for our blog post. So let's go back to our website, okay? And then under tags on the right side over here, you'll want to start including these tags. So the first one was music business, okay? And then we click the add button. Now we'll see the tag located down here. Another thing that we talked about was Full Sail. So we write Full Sail and then click add. And then we also talked about Michael Jackson. And then we select add. And then we also talked about entertainment business. Okay. And then add. Great. Now we've tagged our blog post appropriately. There's another feature that is very important, and that is including images directly into your blog post to draw the user's eyes to different elements of the post, again, to make it scannable. But then there's also featured images that show up in your blog feed. So it grabs the user's attention as they're scrolling through all the different blog posts that you create. So the first type of image that we are going to include is just an image of Michael Jackson. And we're going to put that image, where's a good spot for that? Let's place that image right here. Okay. So if you place your cursor where you want the image to go, the next thing that you'll do is select Add Media up here in the menu option. So Add Media. Now we'll need to upload that Michael Jackson picture that you downloaded from the resources on the help.fsbizsite.com site. So if you go to Add Files and then locate the file, and ours was in the dummy post file, and then Michael Jackson, that image there, and then select Open. That's going to upload that Michael Jackson picture to your website. And then in the bottom right, you'll see a button that says Insert into Post. Click on that. Okay. And now you'll notice that the image has been placed right here next to the text. But you know what? That kind of looks a little wonky, doesn't it? You have this giant space between the two lines. It doesn't look very great at all. It's not visually appealing. It's not aesthetically pleasing. All right. So if we click on the image, we get this little menu option. And by default, it has no alignment when you include an image in your blog post. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to select either Align Left, which is this option here, and look how nicely that wraps the text around the image. That looks so much better already. Or we can Align Right, and that'll place the image over here and wrap the text around to the left of the image, and the image is aligned right of the text. Okay, I actually like it on the right side over here because there's a lot of left aligned videos and podcasts. So this image over here will draw the eye and pull it across the blog post so that it kind of forces the reader to at least scan more of our content. So I'm going to leave the image over here on the right side. Okay, now we have an image in our blog post as well. The final act that I want you to complete is including a feature image. So on the right rail, down at the very bottom, you'll see featured image and then set feature image. Go ahead and click on that. And just like we uploaded the Michael Jackson file, you'll want to select Upload Files and then select Files once more. You've been given the feature image -full sail file. So that's this image here. Go ahead and locate that within the dummy post folder that you downloaded, right? And then select Open. And now we have the Full Sail feature image that we want for our blog post. So then you'll select Set Feature Image, the blue button in the bottom right, and you'll notice that the feature image is located here. You're not going to see it in the body of your blog post, but you will see it and the end product of your blog post. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, now we officially have our blog post created properly. And the final step that we take is to make sure that we hit this blue publish button right here on the right. So click Publish. Okay, now it's been published. Let's go check it out, shall we? Up at the top, we have View Post. Go ahead and click View Post, and that'll open up your post page. And there you have it. There's our featured image right up at the top. There's our headline, 7 Reasons Michael Jackson Wished He Attended Full Sail. We have our authorship information, the date. There's our category. Posted predominantly right there at the top, so the viewer knows what they're about to read, the subject matter. We have some teaser text here. We have the video embedded. We have H1 headers. We have hyperlink text. We have numbered bullet points down here, this numbered list. We have this really cool picture of Michael Jackson embedded with text wrapped around the image. We have H2 and H3 headers showing hierarchical purposes to our content. We have this quote embedded, again, hyperlink text. We even embedded a SoundCloud track from the President's Podcast of Full Sail. And then at the very bottom, you can see our tags that we created, letting the search engines know exactly what keywords should be correlated with this particular post. Okay, so there you have it. There's your first blog post. Eventually, you'll want to delete this post and add your own, but now at least you know how to create a blog post properly.